And now for our interview segment, finding the right quality legal services isn't easy. With a growing number of law firms currently available in the country and the increasing number of law professionals, how does one then find the right representatives in court? Today, it isn't about just law anymore. Today, we have with us in the studio is none other than Dato Andy Low, Managing Director of Low and Partners. Hello, Dato. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Yep, I'm fine.
Great. All right. So first and foremost, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm a practicing lawyer, so I run a firm, Low and Partners, and our office, we have an office in Damansara, and law firm office, a branch in Penang, as well as Johor Bahru. Yeah,
Nice.
so we have 3 branches with the HQ in Damansara.
What are some of the legal services does Low and Partners provide?
Okay, our law firm provides a wide range of legal services. We do conveyancing, we do corporate, we do litigation.
Okay.
So conveyancing, basically what we meant by layman terms is sales and purchase of property. When we talk about houses, commercial properties, offices, so the SMP, the sales and purchase agreement, we do. We also handle the loan, the mortgage loan, the loan agreement, the refinance agreement. So this is as far as conveyancing is concerned. So litigation, we do, there are several departments under litigation. We handle estate matter as in will, probate, LA, when someone passes away with or without a will. So the process of transferring the deceased property to the beneficiaries and to the family members, these are one of the department of its own. So we also handle divorce matter. So divorce matter as in contested, uncontested divorce matter, custody of children, things like that. And litigation, we also handle dispute resolution for commercial parties. Like, let's say there's a debt recovery, when someone sues another person for amount of debt, or some shareholder disputes. Let's say the directors are having problems, so to resolve their disputes or the shareholders' problems. So these are what we do under the litigation department. So another department that we have is corporate. So under corporate department, we do advisory work, merger acquisitions, IPO advisory, and as well as agreements, shareholder agreements, JV agreements, and things like that, together with some intellectual properties.
All right.
Yep.
So now I'm just wondering, what
Sure.
are some of the legal cases that is not easy to settle?
They are not easy to settle. The easiest to settle one would be conveyancing, because there's a willing buyer, there's a willing seller. So it's rather simple. So the difficult part would be the dispute cases, where you have to help the parties to resolve their differences. So when we say about resolving differences, you can either resolve in the court, or you can resolve before it goes to the court, or you can resolve after you go to the court. So like mediation, So these are the things that we work on. I think the difficult to settle sometimes it goes depends on the party, whether or not the party comes with an intention to create more troubles to the other party, or the parties come with an intention to resolve their problem. So we used to handle certain family law cases where one partner is having an affair, and then the other one is not happy about it, of course. So then these are the cases that are not easy to settle if, let's say, the parties are not forgiving. Just want to inflict the maximum damage on the other side.
I see. Okay. All right. So in your opinion, do you think that the legal profession is getting more competitive now, and how do you stay ahead of competition?
Definitely, the profession is getting more competitive, just like any other business. With more access to educations, with more graduates coming out, definitely it's getting more competitive. I think when I first started that time, 10 years ago, we have about 10,000 lawyers, but now we have about 20,000 lawyers. So to stay ahead with competitions, I think the important factors there are two, important ways there are two. Is the use of technology. Second would be finding collaborations, working in collaborations. So as far as technology is concerned, we always find the new ways, new innovative way to resolve and to resolve the paperworks. You see, when you go to a law firm, it's all about paperwork. Yeah, paperwork's everywhere, you know. So what you're trying to do is paperless.
Okay.
You try to achieve more things with the computer itself. Save the tree, don't print out. Yeah. So, and we always find the most latest app in a phone or in a computer software, and to utilize it to the maximum. All right, and to teach those do not know to use it, because law firms are always seen and perceived as the profession that is always very old. It's very slow adoption of technologies, but we want to change the habit. Yeah, so that's the first part. Finding collaborators is the second part, which I think that will allow us to stay ahead of competition, because finding collaborators means that you are working with different partners. You're working with a larger team. You're finding business partners, business associates, and think win-win. So always find something that we can work together, and it's better to do it in a group, in a team, rather than go out there individual. So that's what I thought. Yeah.
All right, Dato. We will continue with our interview after this, but right now we are going to take a look at our first TechCrunch. All the tech talks in 2017 was mostly on new smartphones, virtual reality, headsets, and voice-activated speakers. Will this still be the tech trends of 2018? Let's take a look. And now we continue our interview with Dato Andy Low. All right, Dato. So I see that you work a lot with business partners and a large team of management and supporting staffs with great leadership. So is there anything you could share with us about leadership?
I think it's very important to be a great leader, and there are few things that I think we can share and learn from each other. I think the great leaders should have the ability to turn the team into a dynamic team, to find a synergy between the team, and to turn a raw diamond into a diamond. Yeah, because every team members, every staffs, every employees has their own strength and weaknesses. So the key thing is to be able to identify what they are good at doing it, and let them to do what they are best at doing it. Because you'll be surprised that usually when they are doing what they are good at, they perform much better than you do. Right? So I think that's very important for a great leader. Secondly, I think a great leader should also be very open-minded. You have to accept all kinds of criticisms, even it's negative one, even though it's whether or not it's after you have listened to it, whether you're going to be happy or not happy. So these are all criticism, and you're going to accept it and digest the criticism and analyze it and work something better. So a great leader should also be very open-minded to new suggestions and new ideas, because if you are not open-minded, then if you rejects on the suggestions and ideas, then the good one will not come to you at all. So an open door policy is very important. Another thing I think a great leader should have is to be able to create more great leaders. Okay, so instead of creating more followers, a leader should be able to create more leaders. So you don't need a team to blindly follow every steps and every instructions that it gives. So it's not going to be helpful, because that's a dictator. But rather you need to train your team members to be able to lead or to work on their own, without you participating in it. Yeah. So I think that's what a great leader does.
Basically, just build everyone up as well together.
You're absolutely right.
All right. So, Dato, can we know what is your business philosophy?
I think business philosophy is about creating a values to your clients, knowing what your clients or customers need, and most importantly, to be able to deliver it. So take a law firm as an example, because we are running a law firm by profession. So the important thing is for us to hear and listen to our clients. What do they need? What is their confusions? What is their fear? And what's their priorities and objectives of coming to see you? So after you have received all this, then we give advices to them. So advices as in what are the options that they have. So the pros and cons of taking each option, and the consequences of each options, analyze for them. And for court case fighting, sometimes we also have to analyze the winning chance, whether or not if you go to the court, how likely are you going to get it, what you want, or how unlikely you're going to get it, what you want. So analyze it and let the clients to choose. So thereafter, the most important thing is to be able to deliver what you promise, right? So you can, a lot of people can promise a lot of things, they can share a lot of things, but it end up a day it's not delivered. So I think delivery is a very important part of a business. Yeah.
Right. So now, with years of experience in entrepreneurship, what is the most enjoyable thing about this journey?
Well, there are a lot of things that I enjoy being an entrepreneur and to run businesses. But by far, what I enjoy the most is to see the people around me succeed and to help them to be successful. I have lawyers joining our firm, fresh graduates coming to our firm, very, very new to the profession. So I enjoy building their career path and helping them to get next stages in the professions. I have also some business partners who came to me and they want to start a business, but not knowing what to do, how to do it. What's the first steps? So I enjoy working with them and see them successful and become independent. That's one part. And the other thing in my professions, what I like and what I enjoy the most is to help others who need the lawyers. Out of the many practice areas that we do, one of it is family law. So I used to help a lady who were married for 5 years and who was kept in the dark for the 5 years. She was abused by her husband. Husband took drugs, drinking, all those stuffs, and physically and mentally abused her day in, day out. So she dared not to seek help for others because she worried if, let's say, she is to lodge a police report, once she goes back home, the situation will be even worse. She is very fearful of that. So, and I'm glad that her problem has finally been resolved after we have helped her. And she's now freed from all these problems. And you can imagine how satisfied and how happy we were when the way she looked at you once the problem has been resolved. The way she thank you, the way she expressed her gratitude, like a beginning of a new world, the end of the dark ages for her. So that's the part that I enjoy the most. Yep.
I'm sure that's amazing.
Yep.
All right, so where do you see the future of Low and Partners?
Our firm has got a lot of plans going on, and I think the future is to have more areas of practice, to have different lawyers with different backgrounds and different specialty to join us together so that we have become bigger, and to have more presence in Malaysia and even in the region, like Southeast Asia. So we hope to be able to help more clients to have more access to the justice and law. Yep.
All right. Right, Dato, so last but not least, if one is finding a lawyer to represent them, what should they consider when hiring a lawyer?
Then, if a person is to find lawyers, the most important thing is to know what areas of law the person is looking for. All right, and it's important to find the lawyers who specialize in the areas, because there are so many areas of law, conveyancing, debt recovery, litigation. So first of all is to know whether or not your lawyer has done similar cases before, how often they do it, all right. Apart from pricing, all right, then speak to them, communicate with them, and remember to be prepared when you see your lawyers. Get a list of questions, no matter how stupid you feel if you're going to ask it, just ask it, because that's the thing that bothers you that much. That's the reason why you need to see a lawyer. So make a checklist, bring it up, talk to lawyers, communicate with them, and ask lawyers the opinions, the suggestions, how to resolve a problem. And if you're comfortable with the lawyers, then go ahead. If you're not comfortable with it, then consider a second options. All right, consider a second opinion. Gather more opinions before you make your decisions. All right, and costing wise, it's important to find a lawyer that is within your budget, but also not to always find the cheapest one. All right, because I've seen clients that always find the cheapest one, always compare quotations, but end up they screw their own matters. Right, because they don't get the right lawyers or the most capable one or the relevant one to represent them in their matter. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dato, for joining us here on Talking Points. Good luck for your future and all.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so now we're taking a short break and we'll be right back after this.